swing dancing, and then it was like starting to rain a little bit. He's like, oh darn, we have to go inside. And then it was like, oh my gosh. So we went inside and he grabbed this out of his backpack because the box was too big. It's actually, this was it. And then he gave me the letter, and so I read it. And he was like, yeah, just turn around. So I was reading it, and then at the very end it says turn around, and then I see him and he's sitting down and he's like, open up. I'm like, oh my gosh. It has a light and everything. Right? Breeze getting married. Oh my gosh, this is from Mrs. Josh, soon to be Mama Josh. And so this is my something borrowed. Because everybody has to have something borrowed, and something blue, and something old, and something new. This is my something borrowed. And so this is my something blue that'll always be with me, kind of like a little guiding angel through the day.
I never need to tell you you're beautiful, because you are. But today you are absolutely glowing.
Thank you.
I'm so happy.
Me too. Love you, Dad.
I love you too.
I need tissues.
I don't want to mess you up.
I know.
Not any more than this, but no, I'm thrilled today.
Me too.
Yeah.
Once more for Brianna and Alexander.
To John and Kimberly Drew, thank you for Brianna. She is truly a blessing to all that meet her. You raised a truly special, joyful, and faithful daughter. Thank you for sharing the joy of Brianna and Alexander.
I remember very drastically one night when it was close to Thanksgiving and my family had gone off with my brothers for some trip and I was left alone. It was Alex who brought me in, who took me with his family and gave me some of the best damn food I've ever eaten. It was, it was a wonderful time, and it really helped me through an incredibly depressive moment where I thought I was alone and he stepped in to keep me going. So that was one of the wonderful things that I've known him for. And on the radio show, to say the least, the spacious mind of a college student is occupied by very few things, women and food being one of them. Now, that was the first time that Brianna Drew's name wandered over our airwaves. And he espoused the most beautiful things about this woman. The way that she could sing, the most beautiful troubadour he had ever met, and that she could add spices to her food and balance a checkbook. So, a perfect compliment in many a way. Now, I had to see this for myself, of course. So I wandered into the anointed halls of Brianna Drew. This was the first time I had seen such glories. Tapestries on the wall, candles ensconced on the table, matching runners and tablecloths. Before this, whenever I had a guest, I would throw out the Papa John's pizza boxes and bring out the fancy Papa Murphy's. So, just listening to Brianna, I figured all of this out about a wonderful woman who was driven for her passions in teaching, for someone who had her years bundled, her months all aligned, her days perfectly planted in place, someone with a 5-year plan. That's many more a year than I was thinking about with a natty in my hand. So, I of course met this wonderful woman. I saw this wonderful time, and it was one day when all of these things came together. I was sat there in my own swing dancing haunt, because that is the natural locale of an English major, and I saw them stumble through. You had a little bit of a taste of it on the dance floor, and of course back then neither of them knew how to dance, but you wouldn't have known it. You could see them stumbling out of a harsh Cincinnati winter, easing themselves onto the dance floor, kind of in the corner, of course. I mean, we've all been there, naturally. But they started to move together. They started to learn to move in tandem, in time, to figure these movements out as a couple. Whenever one made a mistake, the other would step in. Brianna would push Alex's other left foot out of the way and keep going with the dance. It was a beautiful thing. And that's when I realized that those same traits, that same Thanksgiving, those same laughs about Alex's spice cabinet, and that's another story for another day, I realized that they'd really come together, that Alex had grown as a man, that Bree was a perfect complement, and there beneath the Christmas lights, learning to dance, learning to move in time to the gentle crooning of a brass orchestra, I realized they had made the best decision of their lives. And I realized that again today, seeing them up on the stand, Alex with his happy little dance, and Bree doing that wonderful, wonderful pose to meet each other in that holiest of matrimony. And that is where I will end this, with a toast to you, Alec, and you, Brianna, to the best days of your lives and all that is to come.
You're here.
Bree, I'm so proud to stand up here with you today. I'm so glad that you invited me to be in your wedding with you. I'm so proud of the woman that you've become, and I've always known just how rare of a person that you truly are. Growing up in a military family can be hard, and I can't thank you enough for always sticking by my side. I knew in Bree that I would always have a friend, I would never have to sit alone at lunch, and that no matter what was going on in her life, she was always asking me about mine instead. The love you have reverberates in all those around you, and I can't wait to sit here and watch it grow with Alec. If you would all please raise a glass with me, here's to Alec and Bree, a long marriage and everlasting love. And I'm sorry, Alec, but many nights of vocal warm-ups. Cheers!
I love you both so much. You are made for each other. Brianna is such a bright person. She can turn even my mood around when I come downstairs in the morning just grumping about life, but just her bright smile turns me around. And their love for each other is just, it's so obvious. And I couldn't be happier that like you're going to be my sister. So thank you so much for inviting me to be a part of your wedding. Just like Megan said, I was so proud to be able to stand with you today. And it's your love that has brought these two families together, because a few months ago, I mean, we weren't sure how this was gonna play out. We weren't sure if this was gonna happen, but it's your love and the love of all friends and family that surround you that has made this possible. And it's so beautiful. So, a toast to you. I love you both so much.
You know, but all of these experiences Brianna has had and all of these tokens, along the way, she was able to meet one of life's greatest souvenirs, someone who treasures her, and someone that she treasures in return. And, you know, as Megan has said, Brianna can't stop talking about Alec. And I haven't had a chance to meet him that often, but I have, when meeting him, I do know he is a fantastic young man. Really and truly is. They care for each other, they respect each other, and that's obvious every time you see them. They're thoughtful, they're kind, not just to each other, but to others as well. And they're always ready to do things for each other. They're beautiful people individually, and together, they're exponentially better. They fit so well together, it's amazing. It really and truly is. So for me, I'm thrilled to see you married. I'm thrilled that this day has come. As you move forward together in life, I want you to carry this spirit of kindness and tenderness for each other, this love, and I will tell you, such a beautiful saying earlier that you're in love, but now you've got to, you know, continue to do the work of loving each other. There will be rocky times. You've got to work through those. You've got to remember that the love you have is more important than those rocky times. You've got to focus on each other. I know that you will, and I know that you'll have many happy days, many happy years. You deserve those. And so at this point, I want to take a moment, thank everyone for coming again, you know, to celebrate this marriage and join us in that celebration. At this time, I would ask you all to join me in offering Alex and Brianna wishes for years of happiness and love and all the best in life. And ladies and gentlemen, a toast to the happy couple.
Gentlemen, once more for Alexander and Brianna! We're gonna send them off with a little Natalie Cole. Good night, kids.